Okay, this is LeetCode 11, container with most water, and the key idea for this problem is basically to take a two-pointers approach. So the brute force would be iterating through every possible combination of containers, which is going to be O of n squared. And the two-pointer idea is basically to eliminate every unnecessary calculation. So you remove all of the calculations that are guaranteed to fail, and that way you only have to iterate through the array once with the two pointers. Which would give it an O of n runtime. So the idea is basically, let's put a left pointer at the two endpoints. And basically this says we have a container with the largest possible width. And now we're going to try and find containers with a smaller width and a taller height. So in this case, the height would be 1. So this is not a very large container. But if we notice here, if we move the right pointer, let's say we move it here, the height would still stay the same because the height is the minimum of the two pointers. So since even if our right pointer is here, the height of the container would be the same, but the width has decreased because you moved your right pointer inwards. So this calculation is actually useless because now you have a smaller width and the same height. Even if we continue to move the right pointer down, all of these calculations are never going to give us a larger value because you have decreased the width and you have no chance of increasing the height above the left pointer. So that's the general idea of the two pointers approach, is basically just eliminating all of these useless calculations. It says, since we know that the left pointer is the smaller one, we have to move this left pointer in order to get a container with that might possibly have a larger height. So we're going to move the left pointer here, and it does have a larger height, so this is actually the true maximum. The height is here, and since the right is smaller, you'd move it like so. Right is still smaller, you move it like so. And now you have another container with a taller height, but in this case, this calculation, I think it's 40. The container contains 40 units of water, and this one, the red one, contains 49, I'm pretty sure. So the red one actually contains more because the width actually does matter in this case, which is why you create a global variable to keep track of the running max as you iterate through. And so basically that's the key idea, is you're just going to take the two pointers, move them until they meet up, and in this way you've computed all of the possibilities that actually matter, and you're going to keep track of a global variable in order to store the maximum, the container with the most water. And yeah, that's basically the idea. So you just use a two-pointer approach and you move them inwards while keeping track of the global max.